In string theory, talks. I think I don't research too much, but talks about like the connections between things, even though at a long distance, like or even between dimensions. So even science is getting to some creepy, weird shit. So I'm not like totally out of my own branch here. I have some kind of reason to believe that this could be true. And probably one of the biggest reasons for me is probably even the most subjective to other people is that I had a dream. But I dreamed that I married her and that I was in this room with her and just looking at her across the room. Our eyes met. Until then, every time I looked in someone's eyes, I felt like they were judging me. And I was scared. I was scared of what they would be thinking of me. That dream changed my life. It changed my life. After that, I felt so peaceful. I wasn't afraid of people anymore. I wasn't afraid of what people thought. To this day, I'm a bold person. It was so real. It was like I don't know how to explain it, but it was like I was there with her in that room. I don't know how to explain that. But I'll have these incidents where it's like I feel her, right there. I mean, they come and go, and it's like I can't control it, which gives even more reason for how it could be real. And other people, every once in a while will sense something like if they're kind of in tune to the supernatural. They'll describe something about her, and I'm like, how the fuck did you know that? And it blew my mind. I was like, this must be more real than I had thought. As for just not it being such a long time and I still haven't met her and everything, this isn't like out of tune with how God has worked, because God gave Abraham a promise and he waited forever for it. And I'm not trying to elevate myself again to like Abraham's status. Abraham was just a normal person. He was a liar. He doubted God. He was a guy like you or me. So please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not one of those people who puts these people up on a pedestal. A guy like you or me, the only difference is he interacted with God. And I know that I have. I'm not going to make myself into a great person, because I suck. But I know that I've had experiences with God, and that this stuff is so real. Whenever I try to make something out of it, I have. I've taken a little too far. But when I stop and I sit back and I erase all that and I think about it, I'm like, there's so much to this I can't account for, and I can't explain away. It came to me. It was something that came to me. It wasn't something that I made up, because I would make up stories and stuff and fantasy things and draw those. I never really thought anything like that could be real. This is entirely not me. And I was going to say, in accordance with, this is what inspired me to do this video next. Kenji's question about Native Americans, and my answer about how whenever I'm around a Native American person, I feel so peaceful. Is that she's part Native American. A good part. This I know. There's things I just know. I don't know how I know them. I just know. And I feel such peace from her. In that dream, I felt the most peace I've ever felt. And there's that aesthetic quality of like the blue, like in the early morning, you got that blue light coming through the blinds and they're kind of half closed and just settling. I feel like I couldn't have felt more peaceful if I had taken a boat and rowed it out in the middle of the ocean. Our day, I had no obligations. In a week I had no obligations, and just lay there looking at the open blue sky for hours. That wouldn't even come close to how peaceful I felt, and I felt it for days afterwards. And just infiltrating my whole being. So I don't know how to explain all this. To me, I feel like just saying, go to God, ask Him. But I don't know. I'm not the one who made all this stuff. And so I just, I hope that's a better answer for you than all the hype and all the weirdness that is surrounding this whole thing, and all the jokes about spirit sex. And anyway, I hope that helps some people understand this whole part of my life. So thanks for listening and watching this whole thing. Thanks for asking the question. Alright, I gotta kind of wrap this whole thing up.